Hello everyone and welcome to our speed comparison between the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Which one of them is the faster phone? My name is Vic, this is PhoneArena, and we haven't done one of these speed comparisons in a while, so it's time to shake things up. And what we'll be doing here is testing these phones in three different aspects. First is general use, just general everyday apps. Second thing is for those of you who do a lot of photo and video editing on their phone. That's not something that everyone does, but some people are interested. And of course, you also have gaming. Which one of these performs best for gaming? So what we can tell you about these phones. In terms of specs, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a beast powered by the Apple A14 chip, the world's first 5nm chip, a lot of transistors, and it also comes with 6GB of RAM on board, while the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra comes with either a Snapdragon 865 or the Exynos 990 version that we have up here for this test, and it comes with 12GB of RAM, which is double that on the iPhone, so it should do better with multitasking. So let's go ahead and start with the first test, which, as we said, is multitasking. We have 14 apps, we have cleared the cache, we have logged in with our credentials, and we're ready to go. So at the count of 3, 2, 1, let's get this started. And notice that both of these phones are super fast. They open the phones without a stutter. They're going very fast to this first round of code runs, and they're doing very well here. Neck to neck, almost no differences. And now it's time for the second round, opening the apps again. As I speak, it's going so fast. And finally, both finish at about the same pace with a very slight difference that could be attributed to the margin of error, since this is not an automated test. We're doing this by hand, but we're trying to be as accurate as possible, especially in that editing. So in terms of daily use, what you can see is there is no big difference between the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the Note 20 Ultra. Both run very fast, and you have that 120Hz refresh rate on the Note 20 now, which gives it that smooth feel when scrolling and just using it, but both of them super fast phones. For this next test, we're using a 3-minute 4K video that we have recorded on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and we'll be doing something interesting. We'll just apply a color filter to make it look a little bit better, a little more vivid. So this is a 3-minute 4K video. Let's go into the native apps on both devices and apply a warm color filter and then save the video and see how long it takes for these phones to process this file and then get ready with the warmer, more pleasing version of this clip. And we'll fast forward this because it starts to take a lot of time for both of these phones. This is not an easy task. Applying a color filter to a 4K video, it takes a while. And interestingly, the Note finishes first with a score of 2 minutes and 58 seconds, which is quite fast and it's doing a good job. And the iPhone is still running, so let's see how long it takes the iPhone to complete the task. It is using the native Photos app, and it takes around 3 minutes and 10 seconds until the iPhone is also done. Not a huge difference, but the Note comes up on top by a slight margin. So the next step on our photo video editing journey would be to take that warmer clip that we've just created and transcode it and make it smaller, turn it from a 4K clip into a 1080p clip. And for this, we'll be using Adobe Rush, which is a very nice application by Adobe, available on both Android and iOS. So we're starting the process, and you just notice that the iPhone just flies through the files. It's doing it very quickly. Let's see how long it takes it. It's doing very fast, and the Note is taking its time. And boom, voila, the iPhone is already done. It took it just around 38 seconds to complete this task, which is super fast, while the Note will still keep on going, and we'll actually fast things forward a bit so you don't have to wait out the whole thing. Fast forward. And finally the Note finishes the task with 3 minutes and 1 second on the clock. So for that transcoding task, the iPhone really is the superior device. So for those of you editing video, they might want to go with the iPhone, which is faster in those tasks. And it also comes with iMovie, which is a nice application, a free application to have for video editing. And also iOS supports more advanced applications. So the iPhone has the advantage for photo and video editing. Okay, and for our last round, we have the gaming test. And for this gaming speed test, we have 3 of the most popular games out there. We have Call of Duty Mobile, we have NBA 2K, and we have Asphalt 9. And meanwhile, we'll be starting them up. And the iPhone seems to load it up a little bit faster. It also has that advantage with NBA 2K. And it's also loading up Asphalt a little bit faster than the Note. And it's already done. So now we can go into the browser and then quickly start these apps, and they're all available in the memory on the iPhone, which will win this round. Great showing for the iPhone, and the Note takes just a bit more time. Now to explore their gaming performance further, we're also running 2 popular benchmarks. We're using GFX Bench with the car chase scene. So let's start that benchmark up, and you're already seeing that the Note again takes a bit longer to start up the benchmark. But once it's loaded up, both phones are running at a pretty good pace. You see no visible dropped frames, both are running pretty smoothly. You can see the car race, textures, everything looks brilliant. These phones are really very capable gaming machines. But if we had to pick a favorite, you have to look at the scores, and the iPhone is a bit ahead again with its GPU pulling ahead. And finally, it finishes this test slightly ahead of the Note. And we have one more test here that we want to show you. Again, let's start it up and see a different graphics benchmark with very beautiful scenery. can see in the beginning here the Note kind of drops a few frames, so it's not quite as smooth, and you're starting to notice it because it drops below that 30 frames per second limit when your eye starts noticing that the frame rate is not quite alright. But anyway, after a while it stabilizes, and let's wait it out. Okay, and finally the iPhone finishes first on this test as well with a slightly higher graphics score, which means that it is also a slightly better device for gaming with a slightly more powerful GPU. We did, however, find some issues with certain games. For example, Minecraft tends to melt the battery very quickly on this iPhone, while other games don't. So for some games you might see increased battery drain. That's probably due to the games not being optimized yet. And the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is just very slightly behind, but it's also a very capable phone. So if you had to pick a winner, now these phones in daily use, they're very similar, but the iPhone pulls slightly ahead for photo and video editing and also for 3D gaming. Okay guys, thanks for watching this speed comparison. Let me know what you thought about it. Which phone did you prefer? Do you prefer the iPhone 12 Pro Max or the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra? Let me know in the comments.